Call. I have a set. I call. Oh, that's gonna get us.
First session of the year, really? You're good. Wow, okay.
Oh my god.
Alright gents, I'm back with a video. Apologies for missing over a week for the first time on the vlog. I really don't think there's any of y'all out there that were thinking, damn, this guy hasn't posted in a week. I kind of miss him. But if you are out there, know that I appreciate you. Anyways, if you guys have seen on the last few vlogs, this has not been my year so far. I don't know what it is about the winter months, but I got torched last winter as well. So I guess I run according with the temperature. It's usually hot in Texas most of the time, so usually I'm running scorching hot. But the months that it's cold, I run cold. So I guess that's what's happening here. This vlog is absolutely bonkers per usual. I mean, there's a hand at the end here where I can give you 5, 10, 20 tries, and you're never going to guess the hand I get 10 called by. You just won't. So we're on a downswing, as I've been saying. These last couple vlogs have contributed to a $4,000+ downswing I won to in the last 3 months. Yeah, so not good. And I mean this when I say this. I'm not a vlogger that has any sponsors at all, as you guys have seen. This matters, and if we keep losing, the vlog cannot continue. So every vlog, especially this one and the next one, they matter. It's been about 45 minutes, and the first real hand we see is pocket kings from the cutoff. The hijack opens to $10, I 3-bet to 30, and the big blind cold calls, and then the hijack calls as well. And the ace magnets do their thing on a flop of ace jack 5 with 2 diamonds. It checks to me, and I know I could have the most aces, but I don't need this right now, so I just check as well. The turn is the 3 of clubs, not great, hoping for a diamond to give me some extra equity if I need it. And I think I do when the big blind bets out for $35 and the hijack calls. I reluctantly let it go. This next hand actually changed the intro I was going to do for this video. This is about 2 hours in, and we've literally only seen pocket kings. This is among the most card dead sessions I've ever had up to this point. I see ace-4 offsuit and limp it. The low jack is a guy named Danny. He works for shuffle, really nice guy, vlog watcher. He pops it up to $10 and gets 3 callers. He's not super deep, and I'm not super deep either. This is a guy that we've seen in previous vlogs open like king deuce offsuit. So he's giving a lot of action, and I'm really not in the mood to fold. If you get what I'm saying, I can steal the pot or go heads up against someone I think has a wide range. So I jam. He calls and shows ace king of spades, and this is the run out.
Oh, whatever. Do I win with
Yeah, I know, not ideal. That was kind of nasty. I chop on the turn and then I scoop on the river. That is actually filthy. I forgot to mention about what the goal is to get, or how to get out of this downswing rather. I could do a couple things. I could go to Winstar and limp my way to the nuts for a while and make $100 in like 10 hours. Not the move. Or I could continue to play at shuffle and play really tight. I think that's going to be the move because it's where I run the best historically and I enjoy playing the most. So that's what we're going to do. And, you know, the last part about playing tight, this hand is not a good representation of that. Then get a little more standard as the +2 opens to $20. The low jack calls, I call with pocket 7 from the button, and the +1 calls to a flop of 6, 5, 4 with 2 spades. That's pretty good for our hand. And when it checks to me, we have an open ender and no repair here, so I want maximum protection. I bet out for $60. Danny from the last hand jams for about $53, and everyone else folds. We go to a run out, and this is what happens.
Oh, you're good.
Then like down at 9-8 of hearts under the gun. The low jack opens to $10. The button calls, I call, and the +1 calls. So 4 ways to a flop of 10, 3, 6 with 2 hearts. Me and the +1 check to the low jack in flow, and he continues for $15. The button folds, and the low jack is a guy I already have a read. He's kind of a tight player. So I check raise him to $60 with our combo draw. The +1 folds, and luckily the low jack folds as well. We win a hand with it 9 high. This next hand is amongst the craziest I've ever played, period. I'm under the gun with pocket 3s. The hijack opens to $17. I call, there's a couple other callers, to a flop of 9, 9, 3. We flop a boat. How about that? Sadly, on the flop though, it checks around. Turn card seems awesome. It's the 10 of clubs introducing a flush, and now the small blind leads out for $20. This is a guy, really aggressive reg, or I thought. I just put in the call here. I think we have a check mark almost all the time, and I want to trap a little bit, see if I can let anyone else in. So I put in the call, and so does the hijack. The river is the 6 of diamonds. Seems harmless enough, and the small blind continues for $35. And when it gets on me, this guy is a really aggressive reg. So I want to try to represent the ace of clubs here and see if he'll calm me down with a 10. Maybe he's got a weak flush, or maybe he has a 9. And I think this is a spot that I want to go big. So I bet out for $220. The hijack folds, and then the small blind, who has like 120 after my bet. And I also, you may not see this by my chip count, but I've got over 100 back. So, there's some behind my bet. He goes into the tank. And naturally, when he's into the tank, like that kings versus aces hand where the aces lady was tank calling my kings bet, I'm thinking we got the best hand here, right? He eventually says if you have pocket tens, you have pocket tens, and puts in the call and flips over 9-10. I was in absolute disbelief. I could not believe I just got tank called by the second nuts. I mean, look, it was a flurry of emotions. It's a really, really nice dude. I play with him a ton, so there was nothing, it wasn't a malicious slow roll at all. Really nice guy, but I will admit my first initial thought process was, what the hell just happened? It felt like a slow roll. Of course, it wasn't. My second thought process was, holy God, thank God he didn't jam all in, because I would have snap called. But yeah, wow, that was a really long tank. And I just, wow. Flopping another boat and losing. It has happened a few times lately. That was a really tough hand. I end up not topping up because I feel like I should probably chill out for a few hands, but there's no time to chill as we pick up a massive hand that kind of just represents what just happened. 6-9 of spades. I pop it up to $15 as you would, and under the gun and hijack call. So we're going 3 ways out of position with 6-9 of spades. Seems like a really good idea. How about a flop of king 7-5 with 1 spade? That does not help at all. But, hey, I just lost a big pot. I'm definitely not on tilt. So I see bet for $15. Neither the +1 or the hijack buy it. They both call. The turn is actually fantastic. It's the 4 of spades. That gives us an open-ender and a flush draw, which is fantastic. I've got about 120-ish in my stack. I mean, it seems like a jam or just check kind of moment. And, I go with the big red button. I'm all in, buddy. The +1 folds, and then the hijack starts staring me down and goes into the tank as well. I'm like, dude, come on, man. Just fold your king, buddy. I'm not on tilt, I swear. I know it looks like I'm steaming out my ass, but I'm not. I'm chilling out right now. Just fold your king. He does take a good long time and then goes, all right, I believe you, and folds it. I show it because it's good for the image, or is it? I'm not sure. And we're not buying back in again. Let's go. Time for a little bit of a peek behind the curtains of the editing of the vlog. This hand probably took me the longest to edit in a long time. I was just looking at the video and comparing it to my notes, and I was like, this is just not even close. And I realized I was looking at the notes from the last hand. But then I went to actually watch this hand, and I was like, what the hell just happened? So this hand is pretty weird. This is the hand right after the 9-6 of spades hand, so I'm literally stacking those chips. I look down at pocket sixes on the button straddle. There's a bunch of limps. I pop it up to $15. And the low jack, the guy that just folded to us, limp re-raises to 30? I don't know what the point of doing that is. If you're going to limp re-raise, it doesn't have to be bigger because no one's going to fold. I call, a bunch of other people call, to a flop of ace 6-4. We flop middle set. And the +1 bets out for $55. When it gets to me, I give him the old, how much is it? And I do a little bit of hemming and hawing. And I put in the call, obviously. The turn is the king of spades. This is not the 3-better, so I think we're good here 100% of the time. Now he checks, and I check behind. Really, there's only a backdoor draw that got there, and 5-7 or 5-3. I don't think he has any of those hands. I think he has an ace that is now trying to pot control a bit, maybe ace-9, ace-10, something like that. So I check as well. To river of the 7 of diamonds. That seems really clean. Now he bets out for $41. And he only got 90-ish behind, so I have one move. I'm all in. I do kind of go, is my set good this time? And he shows ace-king. So, wow. Ends up calling ace-king, not 3-betting or 4-betting, and it turns into a cooler post-flop. Wow. Nice to win that hand. I didn't actually record most of this next hand. For those of you that are longtime vlog watchers will know there used to be a period of a time where I was like, oh, I have no idea what happened. I don't know why I recorded this hand. And this one, it's been a while, but I have no idea. What I do know is that it was an interesting one. I have ace-jack in the cutoff. Someone opened, I actually 3-bet to $25 and got at least a call by a guy that has been popping up at shuffle lately. Ridiculously aggressive. We'll call extremely light. So that is definitely in my mind. 2 flop of 3-10 queen with 2 hearts. We have a gutter. I bet some number on the flop, and the guy called. The turn is the king of hearts. We make a straight. Now, that guy leads into me for $25. Got like 100 behind, and I'm telling you, this can be so much worse than a flush, and there's a lot of the big hearts accounted for. That being said, this guy's definitely one to play any 2 cards. I think you could go either way, but I think we're just too strong. This is the kind of guy where if you hit top pair, I'm just going with the hand. So a straight is plenty strong. I re-raise to 75 and get jammed on for 149. I'll be real, fellas. I just snap called. I know there's a flush there, but he can just show up with many worse hands. And I ask him if he has a flush, and he says yes, and flips over 2-6 of hearts. We're drawing dead. Yeah, not good. We give back a decent chunk right there. This next hand features the guy from the last hand, so anyone that thinks I'm crazy for jamming on the turn there are going to see what I'm talking about. And also features the guy that 3-bet to 30, and I think I bluffed when he had a king. Probably. So some familiar faces. I pop up 7-8 of spades under the gun to 13. Is that a little loose? Probably. The +2 calls and the button calls. So 3 ways to a flop, and it's actually pretty good. Jack 5-10 with 2 spades. We flop a flush draw and a gutter. I see bet for $25, trying to get queen, king, ace high to fold, 9 high to fold, but they both call. The turn is the 6 of diamonds, and with the +2 in the hand and being multi-way, I'm really not incentivized to bluff this time, so I just check. The +2 assembles a bet I couldn't see coming. $48. All right. The button calls, and with a combo draw here, I'm getting a great price. I genuinely don't know if I've hit a combo draw all year, and this time it's not going to change. It's the 5 of diamonds. I can't bluff. I end up checking. The +2 bets out for $100. I stop recording the hand because I don't think anything interesting is going to happen because I'm going to fold. The button goes in the tank. It eventually puts in the call. Obviously, I fold, and then if anyone has an idea of what they have here, just put it in the comments real quick. I'll tell you, I did not put them both on Queen 10. Yeah, what? He bets for $100 on that river and gets called for a chop. Wow. So that was an interesting hand. Would have been great to hit the river there because I don't know if I'm going to check the river there. If I hit, I'm really not sure. But if I did and that action folded, oh my god. Yeah, that missed opportunity there, but happy with how I played it. And then look down at Queen 8 of diamonds on the button straddle. I've got 100 something in my stack after that last hand that we lost with the combo draw. And it was a bunch of limps to me. I pop it up to $40. I get 2 callers to a flop of ace 8-8 with 2 clubs. We flop trips. It checks to me, and I'd like to think I have a bluffy image, and any ace clubs, I imagine, are going to call. I'm not sure if doing what I did is the right move. I end up jamming for around 100. I do get one of them going into the tank, but eventually they both fold, and I say to myself, damn, I should not have done that. I don't know. Is that the right move to jam or not? Who knows? But anyways, we were in for 300, out for 231. As I said at the beginning of the vlog, this matters. The losing cannot continue. So the next vlog, when it comes out, is going to be a big deal one way or the other. So if you guys have any ideas for me or any criticisms, let me know. I'm Chris. I'm out.